Hi everyone, it's Jody from An Eye for Beauty, and today's Sunday, July 18th, 2021, and this message is for the week of July 18th. And of course, whenever you hear this message, there might be something in it as you're listening to it that resonates with you. But essentially, pulling these cards for this week, July 18th, is really about this week, especially in this ascension process that we have been going through. And ascension means rising up. The world, the earth, is clearing out. You might be noticing in certain areas of the world there is a lot of rain. Rain is water, and water represents emotions. And Mother Earth is really clearing herself out and trying to heal all that has been going on, all of the different systems that are being broken down. What do I mean by systems? The governmental system, the financial system, the school system, the political system, the medical system. What am I missing? The environmental system. All of these systems, I'm sure there's more that I'm not even saying, but we are seeing so much. The light is being shown upon all of these things that we didn't see or we didn't want to see. And we are July 18, 2021. There are many people that still don't want to look at it. It's very disturbing, some of the things that we're seeing. But for the most part, we have to look at it. And we have to look at it because if you don't look at something that is going on in your personal life, or we don't look at what is going on in the world life, what we're just doing is distracting ourselves from the inevitable. It's still happening, whether you want to see it or not. So it's so important for us to be noticing, acknowledging, not judging, but noticing and acknowledging what is coming up, what we are seeing, what is triggering us. Because then from all of that outside stuff, you have to bring it back to the home, your physical self, your emotional self, your mental self, and say, how is this affecting me? What can I responsibly do to help myself? And in helping myself, I can help others. What does that mean? If you are someone that does not heal wounds, you do not heal the anger that you have built up inside of you. Every time someone says something to you that has a trigger, that creates a reaction from you, you're not healing that wound. You're going to continue to reverberate the anger, perpetuate that reaction of anger. And in turn, what you're doing is, even though it's inward, it's coming out. And by continuing to come out, you're not helping yourself, and in turn, you're not helping others because you're reacting to them. Whereas if you were someone who worked on your anger and healed through the trauma, you wouldn't be as reactionary as you might be if you didn't. So I hope that makes sense. And we've signed up to be here on this earth at this time. And sometimes it's difficult to walk the path with people that are so angry and so frustrated and so frustrating. And there's a lot of anxiety going on. There's so much fear, especially in the last 18 months. Fear is going to continue to breed more fear. You have to find a way to step into your authentic power and step up. And allow the fear to not control you anymore. So with that, we're going to look at the cards today. We have 3 cards, and I've already pulled the cards, and we're going to start with card number 1. And card number 1 says, proceeding softly. And it says, my inner power grows in moments of quietude. And there's a table. So the person is sitting at the table having a nice little cup of tea. And what this card is basically saying is what we just talked about for the last 4 minutes. Proceeding softly, gently, compassionately. There might be things that go on outside of you in certain systems, in certain situations that you are not in agreement with. It is so important now for us as individuals to take a moment in that pause place, in that quiet place, in that solitude space, and softly say, is it worth it for me to say something, to react? Is it going to serve someone? Or am I going to react and in turn I'm going to create such tension inside my own body and then maybe tension to the people that I'm reacting at, that it's helping nobody? And that is definitely happening a lot lately. I'm noticing a lot of people reacting, not thinking, not sitting in their quiet space, not wondering, who's it going to serve if I say this? Coming off aggressively. Coming off sarcastically, passive-aggressively is really where the sarcasm comes from. And at the end of the day, it's so important now for you to instead step back, if you chose card number 1, but for all of us, to step back and be soft. When you can soften, the heart space can open up more. You can have a little bit more compassion than you did for someone before you opened up your heart space. You could try to understand another side. You may not agree with it, you may not condone it, but at least you can understand it enough to step away and detach instead of react. So if you chose card number 1, proceeding softly in any and every situation that you experience at this time is most important right now for you and for your highest good. And that's our card number 1. Card number 2 is healing the past. And as you step into that soft process of noticing in quiet what your next step should be, you heal the past for yourself. And I step into my future with strength and clarity. And by doing this work, this inner growth, you heal aspects of yourself from the past that you're still carrying. And you might be carrying certain things from childhood, and you could be 65 years old. But it's important to take the time to be quiet and still. It's important to notice where you want to react. And then congratulate yourself when you don't. But you take that time instead to step back, be still, be quiet, notice, should I react, should I not react? These are all important tools that we all hopefully are starting to bring into our spiritual toolbox. Because in doing this, we are going to help heal each of our own wounds. And by doing that, we are going to help the whole collective of humans. A little bit goes a long way. So if you chose card number 2, start working on healing your past. Work with a spiritual teacher like me. Work with a professional, a therapist, a psychologist. Work with someone that can help you to bring up the wounds and the traumas that you're holding on to. Learn from them so that you can heal them and so that you can proceed softly into your future. And card number 3 really is just, once we do this work, we are going to come into our own power. We are going to come into the light. I step into my power boldly and confidently. By doing this work, you also build, it's courageous to do this work, and by doing it, you also build confidence. Confidence, self-confidence in knowing that this works. This process works, and I can get through anything or almost anything more than I ever did before. And I can stand firmly in my truth and be authentic enough to know that if the rest of the world thinks one way and I go in the other direction, I'm good with that because I've done this healing work. I don't have a codependency to any of these systems. I know deep inside me what is for my best and highest good. And I proceed softly, but I proceed. Because that is authentic and with integrity with myself. And when you do that, you really come into that solar plexus, step into that power. The light is shown more out of you than ever before. So we could be talking about something this small in your life or a really big thing, but this process These spiritual tools that have come up today to guide you and support you work. I could tell you from my own experience or from watching many clients work through it. You just have to be gentle with yourself. Be kind to yourself as you go through the process. Be kind to others, even if you don't agree with them. Have compassion. Be tender. And being tender means I have strength, I'm gentle, but I'm powerful in my stance. I stand firm in what I believe in. And there's a lot of different things trying to be forced upon us or be thrown at us. And it's so important to continue to stand in your power. You have the power to choose freedom and choose for yourself whatever it is. Don't let anybody else push you into doing something that you don't want to do. There's a lot of different energies that are trying to push people, even if it's an energy of just temptation. Temptation is a very big energy right now that is in our world. And, this has always been a battle between the spirit and the evil. So what are you going to choose? Are you going to choose spirit? Are you going to choose your creator? That is what this is about also. And it's important to look at that. I mean, this is so multi-layered. We could go on for hours, but we're going to leave it at this point right now. Be gentle with yourself. Start working on healing your wounds. And know that as you do that process, you are going to step into your power more than ever before. And it's going to feel amazing. Maybe not amazing every minute of every day, but definitely you're going to have moments of feeling amazing and knowing that this works. I wish you a great day and a great week. Bye-bye.